Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Every like, every comment moves the channel forward, and I read each one. Thank you. My name's Rowan. I'm not the toughest man around, but I'm not fragile either.
I'm 37.
My wife, Maren, is 35. We never had children, not for lack of desire, but because life kept interfering until the idea was shelved, left to gather dust. For a long time, we were partners trying to survive the daily grind together. Lately, though, it felt more like we were two people orbiting the same kitchen, barely intersecting. The story begins on a Thursday morning. Humid, dull, the sky holding its breath like it knew something was about to happen. I was supposed to leave for a 3-day work trip. Nothing exciting, meetings, schedules, corporate noise. I'd packed light, 2 shirts, 1 pair of slacks, a book I likely wouldn't open, and left my bag by the front door as usual. But the air that morning felt off, heavy, charged. Maren had been distant all week. Not angry, not sad, just absent. Her silence had weight, thick and unavoidable. I was pouring coffee when I heard her footsteps. Slow, hesitant. She entered the kitchen in a loose lavender sweater, hair tied back carelessly, eyes slightly puffy from lack of sleep. She froze when she saw me. You didn't leave? Her tone wasn't accusatory. It was startled, uneasy. I let the warmth of the mug hit my face before answering. The trip got canceled. Her hand froze midair. Canceled, why? Now, you okay? She didn't ask what had happened, just why. One small word carrying unimaginable weight. Budget issues, I said. They're delaying it. Her gaze flicked toward the front door and my untouched duffel. The glance of someone staring at a plan that had just fallen apart. Right? Okay, she murmured. I just thought you'd already left. Her voice trembled, faint but undeniable. She had expected, needed me gone. I didn't comment. I watched her drift to the pantry, hands moving automatically. She pulled out a jar of oats she clearly didn't want, set it down like she needed something to do. For weeks, she'd guarded her phone like a secret. Face down, sliding it into her pocket quickly, whispered calls behind the bathroom door with the water running. None of it matched who she had been. She used to overshare everything. Now I couldn't read her at all. She cleared her throat. So, you're home today? Looks like it. A thin smile flickered across her lips. Barely there. I need to run out for a bit. I told Silly I'd meet her. A friend 30 minutes away. One she hadn't mentioned in ages until suddenly visiting constantly. I nodded, said nothing. She grabbed her keys. Her hands shook. I'll be back soon. Take your time, I said. As she walked past me toward the door, her perfume drifted. Not her usual one. Not the one meant to catch my attention, but a subtle scent for someone else. Her hand hovered over the doorknob. Rowan. Yeah, you're really staying home today. Something in the question felt wrong, too careful, too layered. Yeah, Maren, I said quietly.
I'm staying.
She swallowed hard, nodded once, and left. The door clicked shut like the end of a sentence. In that instant, a cold, unavoidable realization settled over me. She hadn't just been surprised. I had caught her off guard. The rest of the morning was thick with silence. Even the sunlight felt muted. I sat at the table, pretending to scroll emails while my mind replayed every late-night whisper, every sudden shift in her behavior. Around noon, she returned slowly, as if stepping into a moment she had rehearsed. She entered the room, voice soft, almost guilty. Rowan, she began. I didn't turn to her. Welcome back. She stopped mid-step, expecting questions, accusations, even pleas. I offered none. I thought you'd left, she whispered. I didn't. Why? That single word again. Heavy, trembling, afraid of what it might unravel. Because I decided to stay, I said calmly. Because I'm done molding myself to what you want or expect without ever saying it. Her eyes widened, not in shock, but in recognition. She realized the version of me who bent to her every shift was gone. She crossed her arms loosely, leaning against the counter. So what now? Now? I set the mug down. Now we're both here. The trip's canceled. That's it. She stared, trying to read lines that weren't there. Are you upset? No, I said. Not angry, just clear. Suddenly, she seemed smaller, as if something inside her had cracked. She had grown used to my quiet compliance. Now my steadiness felt like a shockwave. Rowan, she tried again, softer. I didn't expect. You didn't expect me to stop disappearing, I interrupted. To actually value myself. But I do. And I'm done pretending otherwise. The words hung between us, raw and unfiltered. She pressed her lips together, processing. Maybe I crossed some lines, she admitted quietly. Maybe, I replied. No gloating, just truth. She went to the fridge, grabbed a bottle of water, and leaned against it. Silence stretched, not suffocating, but revealing. You really aren't leaving, she said eventually. I'm not. So, the trip is cancelled. It is. She finally looked at me, really looked.
No defenses.
She resembled the Marin I used to know, the one who laughed easily, the one who chose me. But now there was caution, awareness. The dynamic had shifted, and she felt it. I don't know what to say, she whispered. Then don't, I said softly. Just understand I'm done chasing approval that never comes freely. She exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for months. I walked toward the living room, leaving the mug behind. She didn't follow, didn't try to regain control. The atmosphere had changed, sharper, honest, almost peaceful. Rowan, she called from the kitchen, voice barely above a breath. Yes, thank you for not leaving. I paused. You're welcome. In that moment, the kitchen stopped being a battlefield. It became a place where clarity finally settled, quiet, absolute, where I reclaimed the part of myself I had been giving away piece by piece. And that, more than anything, felt like victory.